Talofalava. I'm Malienafau Jones, or Maliena Jones. I was born in Apia, and I also was raised in American Samoa, Tutuila, which my father comes from. The villages I hail from are Safune, Asau, and Leone in Tutuila. But I was raised in Apia, eventually moved to American Samoa, and finally came to New Zealand when I met this handsome young man and have been here for 28 years now. My family still live in Samoa, and that's always going to be home for me. And the scholarship that we're establishing, the Olive Malienafau Nelson, is it Pasifika scholarship, is a law scholarship that we would like to set up in honor of my grandmother, my mum's mum, who was a graduate from Auckland University in law.
Talofalava. My name is Michael Jones, and born here in New Zealand, out in West Auckland, and I'm Samoan, and my villages are Mota'a, Nusukia and Vaie and Safata, and also connected to Sapapali and Savai. So very proud to be a Kiwi Samoan, and very grateful to, be part of this wider community. Just privileged to have been with Maliena, able to set up a foundation that we can now just do this sort of mahi, and we're very, very grateful. We've been married 28 years, as Maliena said, and we do a lot of our work together in the community, and we love doing that together. We have 3 children. Tiara Maina, she's 23, she's a Auckland University student studying medicine, and my son Nico, he's 22, and he's also studying business, commerce, and then a 12-year-old Levi. Just very grateful again to just be in a position where we can partner with the University of Auckland and also the law school faculty here at this wonderful university institution, and I'm also an alumni of this of Auckland University, so that's really cool.
Michael and I established a foundation in his name, and just wanted to do something maybe a bit different from the work that we've been doing, because we've been involved in working with our Pasifika communities for years. I've been working with youth mentoring, supporting our Pasifika families, and also Michael and I've helped a little in establishing a school for Pasifika students. But this is a new opportunity for us to maybe just do things a little bit. We've worked together, but just the vision this foundation brings is allowing us to just do things a little bit different from what we've been able to do before. And I have a strong belief in education, just something that's been ingrained in me and in, I suppose, my children and Michael, that for us as Pasifika, a young girl from Samoa trying to make your way in the big world, and just be able to, I've always learned that education is just sort of part of it, like a passport that allows you to have those opportunities, but that also comes from those who have gone before us. So this scholarship is actually in honor of my grandmother, my mum's mum, Olive Malienafau Nelson. I never got to meet her, but knowing who she was, I was always inspired by her. I've always known, not just from her, but from just, we've come from on both sides of our family, so many people that have gone before us who have contributed to enhancing our people in so many different ways. And this is just an opportunity to do exactly what they've done for us in our own way. So by establishing a scholarship in honor of my grandmother, I feel like it connects me to her, but it also allows me to carry on just that legacy that was passed down through my mother and to me and to my children. And so Auckland University gave us a wonderful opportunity to do something beyond ourselves. So once we're long and gone, this will be established for many generations to come, and hopefully inspires others to do the same, because we are blessed people, our Pasifika people.
Yeah, the significance of the Olive Malienafau Nelson Scholarship is that, for us it's a legacy. It's celebrating an amazing, pioneering Pasifika woman, matriarch. She's, as Maliena said, she's inspirational to all of us, and particularly for Pasifika women, I believe, as her story is one of leaving Samoa in the early, 19th century, to sort of forge something that had never been done before. So she broke a ceiling around being the first Pasifika woman, female graduate in law. She, I suppose, was the first of many other things too, just because of her, I suppose, courage and her, I suppose, passion to just become a lawyer and to serve her people. And then she graduated from the law faculty here at Auckland University and went back to Samoa, served her people, was part of writing up and, I suppose, drafting the very first constitution of the independent state of Samoa in 1962. So, those are all really inspirational and powerful accomplishments of this amazing woman who just happens to be, my wife's grandmother, and it's quite special. She has the same name. So there's all these wonderful synergies and the sense of connection to this. And then, of course, also for me, I suppose, being an alumni of the University of Auckland myself, and having studied here and did all my education here, my university education, I have a very strong connection here too. So in every way, it just ticked all the boxes, and it felt really right. I'm the recipient of a scholarship that allowed me to study here at Auckland University when I was 18, fresh out of a school out in West Auckland, and it was designed for Polynesian leadership. And I'm so grateful for that. It really helped me to get through those first formative years. They were tough, but that scholarship was awesome. And so, we just have a heart to see the proliferation of more scholarships. We'd like to see this as, how do we build more, I suppose, resources around supporting Pasifika law students in particular, but could be right across the university, and to see more Olive Malienafau Nelsons graduate and do great things and make an impact and, contribute to society, not just here, but back in the Pacific too. We're very big on that. And so our heart is to see this scholarship really transform, empower, enable young Pasifika men and women, students, to really, make a fistful of their time here. We know how hard it is to get through study, to Pasifika retention, Pasifika success, that's paramount, and we believe in that. We're very passionate about that. So we hope that this scholarship will continue to build a new generation of great Pasifika leaders. So we've got a real heart for service, leadership, culture as part of that. So it's all woven in. It's a bit like the lalanga of the weaving in this whale. It's all meshed in and it's woven in, and there's layers. Ultimately, it's a beautiful thing, and we can see real beauty coming out of it.
I'm really inspired by the young Pacific people that we meet at all different levels. I find that they are very genuine in their culture, and for some that have actually never grown up in the islands, they've just taken in everything that they see around them, whether it's from their parents or their grandparents, and have sort of created what's meaningful for them in the context of living in New Zealand. And I find that there's a lot of innovative young people with brilliant ideas and are well-spoken. They present their culture in such a beautiful way. And so I find it never ceases to amaze me when I keep meeting really young, inspiring young people that use their voice for good, but a lot of them use their hands and feet to serve others. And I just think I see it around me all the time, and it just inspires me watching them, and it just makes me really proud that these young people from all different Pasifika nations are just such amazing like lighthouses in our city, and they really shine. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Maliena and I, and what inspires and motivates us to do what we do every day, whether it's, you know, the working with youth or families or food banks, you know, that's something that's become quite a big part of our mahi, just because of the need out there. But it's seeing our tupulanga, our rangatahi, the next generation shine, and it's fulfilling their full potential, realizing, you know, we see so much potential in our tupulanga, our young people. It just blows our mind. But the tragedy is that we see a lot of that robbed. You know, their journey to being the best is aborted, or it's undermined because of things around them, circumstances. So, you know, our heart has always been, how do we put scaffolding or put programs or initiatives that can see them be the very best that they can be. Education is a key to that. You know, we just want them to have full lives where they, you know, can enjoy, you know, life in all its abundance, but, you know, but then contribute to their streets, neighbourhoods, homes, communities, wherever that they serve. And
I think my take would be more like from being a mum. You know, I've got a 23-year-old and a 22-year-old, so they've already probably been through that stage in life. And I've always said to them, they don't have to be the smartest, they just have to really apply themselves. And so you hear, you 100% won't succeed if you don't try. You know, if you don't put your name in, 100% you won't be considered. But you know, there's nothing that's too hard. And I think if someone's got a burning desire to give it a go, please give it a go. Whoever becomes successful on the other end, like, we don't just want to provide financially, but we want to be able to encourage that young person and walk this journey with them and get people around them to make it possible. So I know that we all think that we're not capable of it, but we don't know until we try. You don't have to be the smartest person, but you just have to have a passion and a desire to just see a seed in your life come to fruition. So
you know, and Maliena made reference to her father, Taisi Olive Nelson, who was one of the champions of the independence movement, just one of them, but he did play a pretty significant role, and you know, he was a patriot, and so was Malienafau's grandmother, Ollie. She was a patriot, and she was so proud of who they were, and they were so strong in their identity, and they knew what they wanted to do, which was they wanted to be the masters of their own destiny. You know, Samoa more, Samoa. We don't need anyone telling us how to govern or do our politics or our culture. And I think, again, that's sort of the DNA of this scholarship. And, you know, you talk about the inspiration for Pasifika young women in particular. That's the DNA, and the DNA of our tina, of our mother, of our grandmother. And it sort of comes through all the generations.